I am Paul Johnson, co-founder and CEO at Radar Healthcare. We are at the HealthPlusCare conference at the Excel in London. We're here today to meet with our partners, to engage, see what the industry is doing. So we've got, across the 2 days, several speaking slots. So one of the benefits of Radar Healthcare is we transcend across the social care and the NHS. So we've ensured that our talks are being focused on real life user cases with our partners. I spoke with Simon Smith from ERS Medical.
I'm here to talk about our digital journey from 2017, when we came into effect as ERS Transition Limited, when we had no compliance system at all, and the journey to being a provider that can easily evidence and track our compliance and quality through the Radar system.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our talk today. This will be about ERS Medical's digital transformation, and the story is a partnership to success. Most of the talking, you'll be pleased to hear, will be done by Simon, but this is really about a journey that ERS have been on. We've been privileged to be a part of that and be a trusted partner with ERS. In terms of who we are, I'll go on to Sam, let you introduce yourself in a second. I'm Paul Johnson, I'm the CEO here at Radar Healthcare. Radar Healthcare, how would we describe ourselves? It depends what day. It's a bit like which is your most favourite film. We are a technology partner. We're there to help healthcare organisations deliver better healthcare outcomes. We do that through helping them underpin key functions and requirements within their organisation through our software platform, and with a key focus to helping them realise their outcomes in the organisation. Simon?
Thank you, Paul. Can everybody hear me okay? Because I can't hear myself speak. So my name is Simon Smith. I'm the Quality and Governance Director for ERS Medical. And I have been with ERS since 2014 through a journey of various transformations. And I'm going to speak today about our journey specifically with Radar Healthcare, which happened in 2017. So ERS Medical was one of the leading, if not the leading, provider of health and social care transport in the UK. We operate across 6 CQC regions, which is about 25 sites, regulated sites across the United Kingdom, and one specific site in Scotland. Currently, we've got about 1,300 staff working for us within our patient transport, our secure mental health, and our healthcare courier service. And we're roughly operating about 500 vehicles across all of those organisations, which presents logistical challenges in itself. We're really proud of the number of patient journeys that we do, and pathology samples, and the support that we've been able to give to the NHS during COVID-19 with the transportation of COVID vaccines. And we are currently working with about 30 CCGs and 250 NHS contracts across all those 6 regions. So next slide, please. So a little bit about me. Oh my God, that's a horrible photo. Really bad. I'm going to have to speak to Kirsty about getting a new photo done, I think. I am Simon. I spent 23 years in the Royal Air Force. Before leaving that, I decided to retrain, came into healthcare, ambulance work, and in 2014 joined ERS Medical from the NHS in a compliance role. Initially that was within the sort of management systems, and in 2017 our CEO took a punt, quite a risky punt, and made me head of care standards, which then transformed into the new role that I am now. My team solely concentrates on regulatory compliance, clinical governance, and making sure that we are fully compliant with health and social care and our contracts across all of those organisations that we support. So the beginning, where to start with the beginning? In 2017, ERS Medical moved away from its previous owner. So that company decided to divest from the business, and we were effectively in a position where because we were leaving that parent company, we had no compliance system. So we had no evidence, we had no compliance system. We needed to find something that gave us everything that we wanted to ensure that we made compliant and could evidence that compliance rapidly and accurately. Paul and Lee came along and showed us the radar system, and it did exactly everything that we really wanted it to do. Straight off the bat, there's a lot of work that goes into it, but it was healthcare focused, which was key. So we weren't using a system that didn't understand the healthcare sector. It gave us the same oversight across multiple locations. So we could literally plug into different sites and locations and measure them across each other, but using the same metric of success. That was really, really key. And it automated a lot of the recurring things that we would have to do manually in the previous system that we had. So this is an effective model of our service for medical courier, mental health transport, secure mental health transport, non-emergency patient transport service, and a recent thing for us is the moving into the high dependency ambulance provision, which is paramedic led with medicines and all those sorts of things. We use the same radar system across all those healthcare organisations, those deliveries of service. So we use the same metrics, same audit, same incident system, same risk management system, and it gives us a one system overview of compliance that we can readily use on point of inspection. Things like this.
I just think, just before we move off that, something that was very clear to us from the start was, whilst you wanted one system for everything, we quickly recognised the nuances within these services. So something again that was important to ERS was that configurability at a local level, so affording that functionality, but all feeding in so you got oversight at a holistic level.
So like I said earlier, our journey started in 2017 when the previous owner divested from the business and we needed something that we had confidence in. And I would say to anybody that's looking to start this journey, and by no means our journey has ended. I was speaking today and looking at different things again, but the initial 3 months work up to the system go live was absolutely key. We needed to know exactly what we wanted it to do at the end when it went live. And we were very, very lucky that the radar team came in, gave us fantastic support to actually tell us as well sometimes what we wanted it to do and how it would work. But it's so configurable. But part of that journey was that engagement, that hard work was, we would say, oh, we wanted to do this, and they would say, well, it's actually better if you do it this way. So it was a certain amount of to and fro in and working with the technicians lead to get the best out of the system. Hard work, yes. Did it pay off? I think it has, and I think everybody that uses the radar system in our organisation would validate that as well. The deployment and implementation process was also really key for us. Testing it, so not testing it just for the sake of seeing, how we use it, but what could we pull out of it. So it was putting stuff in and seeing what we could pull out of it and how we could evidence to CQC, to customers, and for purposes of commercial growth. One of the other things that we've been key to use radar with and work with radar is within their beta development. And I was asked to take part in that process. And one of the things that we looked at was the risk register. And I remember Mark came to our head office in Leeds and showed me their new radar risk register. And I was like, well, that's much better than it was. So that was a great thing forward. And I noticed straight away, having a health and safety background, that if they just did a few bits more to it, it could actually turn into a live, real-time risk control system, a risk register, a proper working risk register that you could store and grade risks on. I didn't really think much more of it after that, but Mark had been busy scribbling away in his notebook. And within a very short period of time, they brought out a newer version of the radar risk register, which I'm sure other people told you, Mark, I'm sure they did, But it was very similar to the discussion that we'd had. So it was really pleasing as a user of the system to see an end result that benefited us and actually we could use, and we've used it significantly to manage our risk exposure and our control of COVID-19. It's also really, really powerful for us within CQC engagement. We've been inspected 5 times across 6 regions, and the regulator has been really impressed on the whole with the system and the results that we've been able to evidence to them very rapidly. We've used it for a program in the last 15 months to be certified to 3 ISO standards, 9001, 27001 and 14001. And quite recently, we've obtained our Cyber Essentials using the radar system as well. So there's more benefits to it than literally just pulling information out. And it's not just a repository, it's a living system. And we use it as well as part of the LHRP in Norfolk to evidence our EPR core standards to NHSC. So we use radar a lot.
I think just a point on there, we're going to touch on what partnership working actually means, but there was a key word that you said in there, which was challenge. And that challenge, when we partner with an organisation, it does go both ways. So as you were alluding to there, that sometimes we might challenge an organisation and your processes because there's a new way of doing that, there's automation. And vice versa, you was challenging saying, if the system could do this. And one of the things we do is around voting. So our partners get to vote on things, and then as we collate that information, prioritises things for ourselves. So I think that, there are immeasurable and immense benefits from going digital. And I think generally the industry now acknowledges that, but it'd be great if you can kind of, from a ERS perspective, what are those tangible benefits?
Well, for us, the main benefit is a consistent metric across all of our organisation. So we're able to measure our 6 regions against each other using the same metric base. We're also able to provide assurance to our NHS commissioners. So whether it be a CCG or an NHS Trust Direct, we use radar system every month a lot to produce our quality and governance report. Everything that we provide to our commissioners in regards to governance and compliance on our contracts is pulled out of the radar system. And that's done monthly. And again, I've spent a lot of time working with the radar team, pulling apart our one report, which we've mapped against the NHS standard contract. So we're able to provide information to our commissioners every single month on every single requirement within the quality aspect of the NHS contract. And that's something that they're not used to seeing. And so it's really, really powerful for us. That gives them confidence. We're able to identify trends where things aren't quite going right and where we need to learn lessons and drive forward improvements. And it also rapidly identifies areas of concern. The analytics dashboard that Radar use is one of the things that we use a lot to produce the quality and governance reports. So that's been a real boon to us, having that analytics dashboard available to us. And it's just fantastic to have that system. It's a live system. You can just look, drill down into it and pull out meaningful information. Some of the things that we found during COVID through the engagement with the regulator was they wanted assurance of certain things happening. Ordinarily, organisations can take quite a long time to do that. We could respond within an hour, within 30 minutes. We just pull it off the live system, give it to the regulator, give it to the customer, and they're happy then. They feel assured that we've got a grip of what we're doing. It's really important. The benefits to us, 5 CQC inspections. All 5 regions rated as good or outstanding. And that's in part due to obviously the hard work of ERS Medical staff, but our ability to evidence to the regulator at the point of inspection our compliance within the Health and Social Care Act. But recognising that not everything goes right, that things do go wrong, and where they do go wrong, we can identify rapidly what the root cause was and what lessons we can put in place to make sure that we reduce that likelihood of happening again.
I'd love to take credit and say that Radar can get any healthcare provider to outstanding. Fundamentally, it's a key point actually that this system is only as good as the commitment and the processes that an organisation has. So if you think about Radar, it's there to underpin your ways of working, your policy, your commitment to quality. If that's in place, then we will absolutely help you underpin and evidence against that. So it's a key point.
For me, one of the key things as well is ease of use. So it is very intuitive to use. It's not a complicated system to get your head around. It takes a lot of thought at the front end of the system to identify what you want it to do and how you want it to work for you. That's where the Radar technicians and the support starts to come into their own. But actually, when your users come to use it on a day-to-day basis, it is really, really easy. And we've not found any significant problems deploying that across multiple sites and multiple locations to people who've worked on various different systems. They pick it up really quickly. And so we have a great confidence that when we deploy Radar, it's going to be well received. Benefits to patients, right here. Hopefully the patients don't actually ever see it, so that's really important. But if we can have good governance and good compliance, that drives patient safety. So we also use the Radar system within our patient experience environment as well. So we use it to manage complaints, compliments, concerns, and we can rapidly then identify where the patients feel the service can improve. And that's key as well, because then we can have that continuous improvement, give our commissioners and service that confidence that we've got a grip of what's going on, and focus on improving patient experience. And that could be really, really simple things, like a theme of your ambulances are quite bumpy. We don't always say it's the roads, but mostly it is. But simple things like that is, do we need to look at the air suspension in our vehicles? Do we need to do a little bit more work on that area? Do we need to focus on the comfort of the vehicles? So it's a really, really powerful system to drive forward, not just patient safety, but patient experience as well. I've already said it's easy to use. If I can use it, and I'm a bit of a Luddite, I'm not particularly computer savvy, if I can use it, it is intuitive, and there's built-in help to it. The feedback loop is within the Radar system. It's really important that it's not just a logging system. So we don't just use it to log incidents and log complaints and log these sorts of things. At the back end of it, it feeds back to those people that have been involved in that process about what their lessons are, what the technical reviews are to certain things going wrong, and what they can do to ensure that it doesn't happen again. Ongoing support, beta development, same-day requests. It's all about that immediacy of the system. The analytics dashboard gives you a snapshot of almost real time of where your organisation is. And you can filter by regions, by site, by activity. Being involved in the beta development side of it gives us ownership. We do a lot of work now. Thanks to the support from Radar, I've actually been what they call form editor, which allows us to control our own incident system without continually having to go back to Radar and say, can it just do this, can it just do that? We can tweak it, we can add things to it. Our most recent development is we've now aligned our Radar system to report on our core values. So as an organisation, we've plugged our core values into the incident system, and we can pull out good examples of use of the core values and poor values as well. So we can identify staff who are living the ERS sort of method and our ethos, but also identify those members of staff who may need some support. And that's a very nice way of saying move them on, support. So yeah, I don't get paid by Radar, so it might sound like I do, but I am quite passionate that it is a really, really good system. It is one of the key cornerstones of our journey to success.
I think just on the user, just from our ethos and approach to everything is what we call user-centered design. So everything within Radar is seen through the lens of an actual user. What is it, the activity that they need to do? What is the function they need to perform? What is the outcome that is required? And if we always hold ourselves to that, then the systems are always fit for purpose. Partnership, I'll maybe explain from our perspective, and it'd be good then to kind of get your experience, which hopefully is aligned. I mean, look, it's an iterative process, so anybody that comes on board with Radar, our engagement right from the very off it's a collaborative process. So we never look to sell a piece of software to satisfy a functional requirement. That's not really what we're about. So if somebody wants to buy an incident reporting just to report incidents, then it's not for us. What we do focus on is there is an overarching objective for the organization, and we hook ourselves into that right from the very start. So understanding where is the organization at the moment, what is the current landscape, and what does good look like, and those objectives that want to be achieved. The process itself, like I say, is very iterative, collaborative. We do co-design workshops very early to get a detailed understanding, again, of the objectives in that organization. We then, through that, we become a trusted partner, we build up trust, we build up relationships. That engagement, communication, it's fundamental as we're configuring and building this system, which is done very quickly as well. So I'd hope to think these are quite smooth transitions. Our commitment to delivering back to those objectives. And then I think for me, that partnership piece is that communication, it is open, it is challenging, and it is trusted. And that's a two-way piece for us. And then it is, when I say iterative, even when we've developed a system, and again, Simon's kind of alluded to it firsthand, which is we've delivered a system, it's meeting all the requirements, we don't stop there. The collaboration continues, we improve, we innovate, we enhance to continuously deliver against the objective, but those objectives invariably change. But yeah, it'd be great to kind of your experience of that actual partnership and how that looks and feels.
Yeah, from our point of view, being involved in the very, very early decision to use the radar system was that design, that original design of what we wanted to do. Once we'd sort of fixed on that and we'd agreed the parameters, it was then the building the trust about making sure that when the live system came online, we tested it, worked, did everything we wanted to do. And for me personally, being involved in beta development and seeing some of the ideas, not all of the ideas, some of the ideas come into the live system is really rewarding, because you feel that you're involved in it. You don't feel that you're just a user. You feel that you've got a voice in how the system works. And I'm sure that other users of the system is the same. The communication side is, I like to think that we were very clear at the early days about what we wanted. So we wanted to be a quality-driven organisation, not just about pounds and pence. It needed to be about quality. So everything that we did in the early days and continue to do now is about being able to measure, deliver, and improve. And Radar system, like I've said, is a cornerstone to that. And that relationship with Radar is ongoing. I'm speaking to Lee earlier, who's one of the senior team in Radar, about another idea that I've got. I won't take credit for it if it happens, but so it's just about having ideas and pushing them, and then those guys go away, and what you think is really difficult, they simplify. And that for me is the key to this. It's simple to use, it's easy to use, and it's very easy to pull information off.
That's the wow moment, by the way. I was expecting a woo. It's making me a little bit dizzy, is that. Simon, thank you so much. Genuinely appreciate your feedback, and we've appreciated the feedback over the years. That's kind of our time and our presentation. I hope it's of benefit and of use, and there's things that you can take away. I think we have time for, I think we have a few minutes. If anybody does have a question, I'm more than happy to answer it. Otherwise, we are just there. So we are 10 steps to the right. Have a fantastic barista there, lovely coffee, but come and speak to us. We'd love to share what we do, understand what you're looking to do. And thank you very much. Any questions, please let us know.
Those 10 steps could be the first part of your journey.
Thank you.